Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today we're exploring a big question. How did the universe begin? First, we'll look at what science says. Then, we'll see how Islam describes the creation of everything. It's a journey through time, space, and belief. Let's get started. Imagine there was a time when nothing existed. No sky, no earth, no stars, no planets. Not even time or space. Just complete emptiness. Then suddenly, something incredible happened. From that nothing, the universe began. Everything we know today, light, matter, energy, space, and time, all appeared in a single moment. Over time, tiny particles came together, stars were born, galaxies formed, and eventually our planet Earth came into existence. But how did it all begin? What caused the universe to start? In this video, we'll explore two powerful ideas, one from modern science and one from the teachings of Islam. Both try to answer the same big question: how did the universe begin? Long ago, about 13.8 billion years in the past, there was no universe, no stars, no galaxies, not even space or time. Everything was packed into a tiny, hot, and dense point, smaller than an atom, yet holding all the energy that would one day become the entire universe. Scientists call this point a singularity. And then suddenly something happened. A massive expansion began. This moment is what we now call the Big Bang. But don't imagine it as a loud explosion with fire and smoke. It wasn't something bursting into space. It was space itself expanding, growing from that tiny point and stretching out in all directions. In less than a second, the universe grew from smaller than a grain of sand to the size of a galaxy. In the first few moments, it was unimaginably hot. Too hot for atoms or even light to exist. But as it expanded, it cooled down. And with cooling came change. Subatomic particles began to form: protons, neutrons, and electrons. A few minutes later, these tiny particles started coming together to make simple atoms like hydrogen and helium, the building blocks of everything. For millions of years, the universe remained dark. There were no stars yet, only clouds of gas floating in space. But then, gravity began its quiet work. It pulled those gas clouds together, squeezing them tighter and tighter, until something incredible happened. The first stars were born. Huge balls of burning gas lit up the darkness. These stars lived, burned, and died. And when some of them exploded, they created new elements: carbon, oxygen, iron, the things we are made of. Over billions of years, stars grouped together to form galaxies. Galaxies filled the skies, forming beautiful cosmic patterns. One of those galaxies is our Milky Way, and in one tiny corner of it, about 4.6 billion years ago, a small star was born. We call it the Sun. Around the Sun, dust and gas began to spin and stick together, eventually forming planets. One of those planets was just the right distance from the Sun, with the perfect conditions for life. That planet is Earth. And from that first moment of the Big Bang to the creation of stars, galaxies, and finally us, this is the story of how the universe began. But even after all this discovery, one big question remains. What caused the Big Bang? Why did it all begin? Science explains the process, but not the reason. And that's where faith enters the story. Islam presents a powerful perspective on the universe's origin. The Quran, revealed over 1,400 years ago, contains verses that surprisingly align with modern cosmology. Allah says, "Do not the disbelievers see that the heavens and the earth were a joined entity, then we split them apart?" This verse closely resembles the idea of the Big Bang, an initial unity followed by a separation or expansion. The Quran also refers to the continuous expansion of the universe. It says, "And the heaven we constructed with strength, and indeed, we are still expanding it." This was written centuries before modern telescopes observed galaxies moving away from each other. Islam teaches that the universe has purpose and design, that everything was created with intention, not by random chance. Allah says, "Indeed, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the alternation of the night and day, are signs for people of understanding." The Quran doesn't go into scientific mechanisms, but it provides a spiritual framework. The universe began by the will of the Creator, and everything within it points back to Him. Whether you look through a telescope or into a sacred book, one thing becomes clear. The universe had a beginning. Science explains the how, the physics, the particles, the processes. Faith reflects on the why, the purpose, the meaning, the message. And maybe the most beautiful truth is this: both perspectives invite us to wonder, to explore, and to never stop asking, where did we come from, and where are we going? If you found this video thought-provoking, consider subscribing. And in the comments, tell me what you believe about the beginning of the universe. Was it science, divine power, or both? Thanks for watching.